another Thursday football gossip episode of Shrey FC. Today I'm so happy to be back with all of you, and today I'm joined with a very special guest, Prasanna Balakrishnan, a fantastic Chelsea fan, some great content on his channel, and I'll advise you go to his channel. Link is given in the description below. Go there and like the content; is just superb. So how are you doing, Prasanna brother?
I'm fine, bro. Thank you. How have you been?
I've been very good, bro, and the football action has been just splendid right now.
It's crazy. I mean, we all know football can throw up various surprises, various crazy things, but this week is not another one. This week is just yet another one. And even though some upsets might happen, when it happens, now it just gives you the great feeling that this is probably one of the greatest. This is probably the greatest sport in the world.
I think it is one of the greatest sport in the world, and you could not have put it any better. And starting off with today's first topic. So today we are going to cover the following topics today. We are going to cover on the UCL recap. We are going to cover on the Premier League midweek matches, which are only four. We are going to give a draw prediction, just a simple prediction that what can happen. Utd Woes, and you can see with the Ronaldo picture how sad he is right now. And then we're going to talk about FA Cup matches, and we're also going to talk about Premier League game week 30 predictions. So, Prasanna, brother, coming on the UCL recap, what's your view right now on the UCL, the matches that have happened, and what has stunned you the most?
The one that stunned me was Villarreal Juventus. The way 3-0. I mean, Unai Emery going there and beating Allegri 3-0. It's not something you see most days. Juventus at home, I expected them to win, but this was totally out of the blue. And I know people are going to say United and Atletico, but I kind of expected that in a way because we all know what the Atletico are. If they score one goal, that's it. They're parking the triple decker and you're not getting past them. And yeah, I mean, some crazy games. And can't wait for the quarterfinal draw tomorrow.
Yeah, so what's your thoughts? Yeah. I think so. What's your view right now? Like, you have put it very well on the Villarreal match. I think that was shocking, like the margin that happened. But I think Juventus also have been atrocious this season, and I think that also shows that what an atrocious season it's been for Serie A and how declining that league is. So, any views on Serie A? Like, what the heck is going on with the league?
I don't know because if you see even the title, it's going neck and neck between the two Milan clubs, and the other clubs are kind of behind on or so. But I don't know. It's just that sometimes you see there and you're thinking, okay, they're doing well in the league, but when they come to Champions League, when was the last time an Italian team went apart from Juventus went actually deep into the competition? Juventus they went to two finals and lost. Apart from that, when was the last time an AC Milan or an Inter Milan, or even a Napoli for that matter, they went deep into the competition, say a semi-final or a quarter-final? I can't remember straight off the top of my head. And that's the thing. It's nowadays it's more the English teams. Previously, it used to be the Spanish and the German teams, your Barcelona, your Madrid, your Bayern, Dortmund, etc. And now itself, we have like three English teams, three Spanish teams, one team for Portugal, which is Benfica, and yeah, and that's about it. It's just that I'm not exactly sure how to say it because I don't watch it much, so I can't really comment on it. But someone who watches Italian football week in week out would probably say better.
I think for me the stunning point has been for the Serie A is I think the performances of AC Milan I think in the group stages was really bad. I think except the Atletico match, they were knocked out of the group stages. Napoli were beaten 4-2 by Barcelona and have been knocked out. Inter Milan for me gave a very good display of themselves. I think the way they went at Anfield and they played well at San Siro for me, they were just a bit unlucky. So I think putting Inter aside, I think it's been a horrific season. Juventus have just spent like 80 million on Vlahovic, and the way they've exited with Allegri, a known manager, I think it's been a bit disappointing, like you've said. But again, I think we might just need to know more better from a senior expert who has watched the league week in, week out. So I think coming on towards the most anticipated topic right now, Prasanna, brother, you will also know, and that is draw predictions. So we know that it's Benfica, it's Villarreal, it's Atletico Madrid, it's Real Madrid, it's Chelsea, City, Liverpool, and Bayern, the 8 teams. So it's been three Spanish teams right now, Real, Villarreal, and Atletico, which is good signs for them. This is English teams 3, Chelsea, City, Liverpool, and United have been disappointing, which we'll discuss later in the video. And then it's Bayern Munich, and then it's Benfica, who have stunned everyone. And I think we missed out on the point. I think Villarreal was not as surprising as Benfica knocking Ajax out for me. I think I just forgot it top of my head. But Benfica have done superb job right now to come here. They were in a group of Bayern Munich and Barcelona. They came out of it, and now they are sitting here. So, Prasanna, what's your draw prediction? And overall, away from the prediction, also, who do you want to play as a Chelsea fan?
I mean, I wouldn't mind anyone at this point because anyway, if you want to win the Champions League, you have to play the best teams at some point. But saying that, if we are playing against City, I would rather play them in a final rather than a two-legged tie because in a one-off game anything can happen. But in a two-legged tie, I think City will outclass us. I mean, Liverpool, all three games we had this season, all three have been neck and neck. All three have been draws. Only one went to a penalty shootout and we lost. I wouldn't mind an Atletico again, or even say a Madrid, Atletico, or even Real Madrid, because they have been good teams, and obviously there are no easy games. There are no easy games anywhere. It's just that you might prefer one over the other. Um, I wouldn't mind if we got even a Villarreal or Benfica, but I don't want saying preferences. I don't want City, Liverpool, or Bayern at least in the quarterfinals. Maybe in the semifinals, but this is an open draw. Anyone can get anyone. So yeah.
So, what's your prediction for the draw? Like, what's your draw prediction right now? What's going to happen overall?
I think probably City would play Liverpool. I
Hmm.
think City Liverpool might happen, and I think an all Spanish tie might happen. Probably even the Madrid derby could happen. That is one there. We might get Villarreal.
Benfica, Villarreal.
Yeah, I think Benfica will probably get Atletico Madrid. And who else is there?
No, it's all
City
8 teams. You
Liverpool,
forgot.
City
I think
Liverpool, Chelsea Villarreal, Benfica Atletico, Real Madrid. What's this?
Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich. Oh, sorry. Atletico versus Bayern. I meant Atletico versus Bayern. Yeah.
So big up to Loudmouth Show IG. Go to his Instagram channel, fantastic channel. You'll never walk alone. And brother, I can tell you one thing. I'm getting a very bad feeling of Chelsea Liverpool round of 16 tie. But also, I think on the other hand, Prasanna, like you mentioned it very, very well. I think I will have to say one thing, and that is that at the moment I'm getting a bit of suspicion in my mind. Like I'm not saying draws are rigged, but we know in our heart that a bit of riggedness goes on. They do need to see ties. We remember, brother, that they absolutely, you can say, cheated Chelsea out of the Barcelona match just because they did not want an all English final. I think that allure City Liverpool in the title race in the Premier League and that allure to have them play in the Champions League, I think it's too much for UEFA to not ignore. Like City Liverpool fighting in the Premier League, City Liverpool fighting in the Champions League. That's, I think, allure that they don't want to miss. And I don't think they will want that to happen in quarterfinal. I think they will want that to happen in May in the semi-final. That when three Premier League games are left, both the sides are equal, and then both are playing in the Champions League as well. That could be absolutely box office for UEFA. And I'm getting a bad feeling that they will try to protect Bayern for the later rounds because I think in their heart they won't want an All English final again after what happened last year with Chelsea City. They will want a different team. So I'm getting a bit of uneasy feeling. I think Real will get Benfica. Let's be honest. I think Real got Benfica in the last round as well, but the draw was redone. So I think Real this time will finally get Benfica. I think I'm very sad to say, but I think I'm getting a very bad feeling of Chelsea playing Bayern Munich. And then I think it's going to be Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid. I think it's going to be Villarreal versus Liverpool. And for the semi-final draw, I think it's going to be Chelsea and the Bayern winner playing against winner of Real and Benfica. And then I think it's going to be City Liverpool winner playing against the Liverpool Villarreal winner playing against the City Atletico winner. And I think it's going to be City Liverpool semi-final of the Champions League and most probably a Chelsea Real or a Bayern Real semi-final. And then Bayern will reach the final or Chelsea will reach the final and then one of City or Liverpool reach the final. For me, I don't know why, but I'm getting this feeling UEFA will do stuff like that. But on the other side, please, please avoid City, Liverpool, Bayern, for God's sake, as a Chelsea fan. But Prasanna, coming on the last point here, so what's the semi-final draw prediction? Do you think they will put City and Liverpool away for quarterfinal right now?
Well, you never know because it's an open draw, and we all saw the chaos what happened for the round of 16 draw. Even I mean, it was somehow said somehow Man United PSG were about to meet, but then, but then actually both of them even went out in the round of 16. So that was that didn't pan out well either. I mean, we got little both times, so that was that. But I think we'll go to the semi-final. I think we might get knocked out in the semi-final, Chelsea. That's what I strongly think. That's what I told at the start. That's what I kind of consistently maintain. If we go all the way, great. But I think we'll get knocked out in the semi-final because I think Liverpool are better than us, City are better than us, and Bayern are better than us. So I think you could say
So
probably us and Real probably in the same level. You would kind of say you
I
would be
think
kind of equal.
I will say just one thing with Liverpool and City so much in the title race, like fixture piling. I if you're a City Liverpool fan, and like just for example, Prasanna, if I can ask you this question, if you assume yourself a City Liverpool fan, will you want your club to be prioritizing Champions League or a Premier League? Because you cannot be like playing 100% in the Champions League. Let's say you're saying that let's say Chelsea Liverpool are playing in the Champions League semi-final, and then Liverpool City are equal in the league. So they cannot put 100% against Chelsea and then absolutely fail in the league. So, in your opinion, like for me, City are going to protest the Champions League if they have got one choice. So, do you think they can work in Chelsea's favor against Liverpool?
I don't think that matters anyway because we also saw Liverpool. They won the 2019 Champions League and they only finished 1 point behind Man City, and they literally won their last 14, 15 games on the row, as did City. So I think they will. They obviously they will eye for both. It's like City do want the Champions League, of course, because that's the only thing they haven't won, and obviously even the league they were 13 points clear in Jan. Now they're just 1 point, and still have to play Liverpool at the Etihad. But I think they will go for both. I mean, there's no reason why not. Even City, if you see, in the 2019, I think it was quarterfinals itself. They went out to Spurs because it was a 1 goal difference. I mean,
No, no, I think
we,
you're talking about Liverpool.
no City.
Oh, yeah, okay, okay.
City went out to Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was that 1 goal. You debate whether there's handball or not. In the last goal, that was offside, and I think they will go. Both of them will go for both trophies. I think we should take it one game at a time. Obviously, we still have the because even Liverpool or City, they are still in the FA Cup as well. So there's 3 competitions to fight for both of them. Whereas we have only 2. We have the FA Cup and the Champions League. Obviously, we want to secure third place, but I don't think that will matter though because because if you want to be at a top team, you cannot just win the Premier League and just the Champions League. You have to sometimes win both or even sometimes even the treble. That's why United's treble winning side are probably, in my opinion, they are the greatest Premier League side ever because
Yeah.
they won 3 trophies, three big trophies in one season, and that's what differentiates between just a treble or a normal double or just one Premier League title. And that's what I feel. I feel all teams will go for all competitions. You cannot be. No one's in a situation where you can pick and choose tournaments. Oh, this is a less tournament. No. FA Cup is the oldest cup competition in the world. Premier League is your bread and butter. Champions League is the Champions League. So that's about it. You prioritize every competition and you see prioritize every game. This is where squad depth comes into picture, and that's the thing.
I think you have made it absolutely fantastically spot on. And I think now coming on, the most interesting topic that I wanted to talk about is Manchester United Woes. And for me, I have no words. I think putting everything aside, and I think thank you, Loudmore. I think he agrees with you absolutely, Prasanna. Fantastic points. So I think United Woes at the moment, I'm just not understanding like what's going on because I think let's put Atletico aside. I have a lot of respect for Atletico. They're a very good club. They give everything in matches. And Simeone is an absolute inspiration for all of us, the way he never gives up. But this Atletico side is not that good that they used to be. They were beatable. United absolutely destroyed them for the first 30 minutes. And I don't want to criticize young Ilanga, but you should be putting that in the back of the net. And then same old problem. Now, many Manchester United fans are angry with the referee, which I do agree with. That was an horrific decision. But one decision, 2 legs, disappointing performance, knocked out when it could have been the quarterfinal, awful in the league. So, what's your opinion on this, Prasanna? That why is everything going so bad in United?
I mean, we speak Atletico itself. Atletico this season they are fourth in the league. And last year when we played them, they were high flying and they were top of the league, and we made them look bang average. Let's be honest. Chelsea made them look bang average in both legs. So over the course of 180 minutes, we made Suarez anonymous, we made Joao Felix anonymous, and we absolutely bossed it from start to finish. And Atletico, they were unlucky in the first leg not to win by 2 or 3 because they hit the post twice. They got a save of De Gea, and United were poor in the first leg. Apart from that one moment of inspiration where Bruno Fernandes put the ball to Elanga and he scored, apart from that, they were poor in that first leg, but still they would take that result 1-1 going into the second leg, even though there are no away goals. And it was all set up because they were all taking over. Ronaldo is there, he'll score hat-trick. Yeah, only Simeone has only conceded 4 hat-tricks, all of them by Ronaldo. But Ronaldo did nothing. Bruno did nothing. I mean, that can be said for most of the players. The only player, I mean, he actually tried, and I felt sorry for was Elanga, and he was taken off. I don't know why. Sancho didn't have the best of games. I don't know why Rashford came on. I mean, he's been poor all season. I mean, ever since he's come back, I think he took a month a break or so, which is understandable. That's his own personal thing. But he's been shocking this season. I mean, not just this season, the past 2 3 years, he's not been on it. And when you talk about United, when you talk about champion United sides, you have a spine from the goalkeeper that was Van der Sar, you have Vidic and Ferdinand, and then in the midfield you have Carrick and Fletcher. To striker you have Wayne Rooney. Who can you actually call this team? What can you actually call a spine in this team? Because I think De Gea he's absolutely superb. He has been superb this season. He did come a bit of stick after the 2018 World Cup, and he had one or two average seasons, but the last 2 seasons he's been brilliant. The defense. Where do I even start with the defense? I don't know how Harry Maguire is still playing. I mean, you see Victor Lindelof putting in a good performance away, and then you bought Varane for the reason that you want to go far in the Champions League. So you play Varane and Lindelof because Lindelof has been doing well. Maguire has not been doing well, and Delos over the past few weeks has been quite better than Wan-Bissaka. Left back Tellers, he didn't have a great game to be honest. I mean, it's just the overall thing. I mean, you cannot have this type of squad and then rely on refereeing decisions to beat Atletico Madrid. I'm sorry, that doesn't count. I mean that in my opinion, on the build-up to the goal, that was not a foul on Elanga. He went down a bit too easy. But that's the thing. United were not switched off. Ronaldo and Bruno were going complaining to the ref while they go on the other end and score. I mean, it's just basic stuff. Play till the whistle, mark your man, and just the simple things. If they play through you and they do amazing football, so be it. But Atletico did not even have to play amazing to beat them. They scored one goal, and we all know what they were going to do. They parked the triple-decker bus. They were going down for every single small thing, and that is what you would expect if you're defending a lead at Old Trafford. And Simeone played his cards brilliantly.
I think you've got it absolutely spot on again. Like, he got absolutely spot on, but I think United performance was also not of the standard. Like, in the two matches, they did not threaten attackingly. And I think with this also, I've just come to the final question.
Sorry to cut you off. I mean, how many times did they actually test Oblak in that game? You can literally count on your fingers. One, there was the Elanga chance, there was the Varane chance with the header, which I think he could have scored. But apart from that, how much can you actually you can actually count on your fingers how much they actually tested Oblak? And when you compare this to the game when Atletico won at Anfield, it was like 2-3 years back. Liverpool were peppering their goal, and Oblak was just having save after save after save, and it was just an ad-rate mistake. And from then, Liverpool were going on they had to attack, but Atletico counter-attacked and they scored. That game, Liverpool were actually unlucky, but this time you cannot say United were unlucky. They were just poor, and you can put the blame on Rangnick, you can put the blame on the coaching staff, but ultimately the players are there. I mean, you do not need any more motivation to play a big high intense game like this. I mean, some of the substitutions even he bought on Juan Mata. Juan Mata was Chelsea's Player of the Year bloody 1 decade ago. I mean, just didn't make sense. He took Bruno off. I mean, he did have a terrible game, but sometimes he has that one moment of brilliance, but it just wasn't to be. And you knew Atletico what they were doing. And to be honest, are many people see this as an upset? I don't think so.
I think for me, I agree with you in terms of it's not an upset, because I think when this tie was drawn, I was really thinking like this could be the most spicy tie, because I think it's going to be very difficult to be differentiating between both sides. Both are having disappointing seasons with the way their ability is. Both have been absolutely disappointing this term. But I think with United, we had more expectation with players like Ronaldo, Bruno, and everything they've got in the arsenal, which was wrong. And I think it's just very disappointing. And as you put, I think United have a lot to do with the substitutions. I think, as you mentioned it so well, that Juan Mata coming on, that's not right for such a top level club. This is not the Juan Mata we know. He's slow. He's not the same. Rashford has been in horrific form. And I think the club needs absolutely rebuild. For United fans, I think it's not time to panic. The only panic will be if your board is not ready to accept changes. I'm not saying you need to go on Arsenal type of process. You're a club that has good money available to you. You can spend the money. You have got more attraction than Arsenal. And I think United have just not used it well. Now Pogba will be out of contract. I think other players are going to be out of contract. It's now time to build the squad in the right manner. Bring players like Garner, who are performing well at loan at the club. use your younger players now. Make Bruno, I think, even if Bruno has been a disappointing attitude, make him the captain or David De Gea the captain, get Maguire out of the lineup, start building some young players and go for players like Lamptey, go for players like Cucurella from Brighton, go for players from these teams rather than just go for, oh, Haaland is available, let's pay 150 million and then to only cry. That's been the problem. And this is why you always say you can have the money, but if you don't know how to use that, that has bad, has nothing because it's just wasting it. And the problem is when you have the big money, you have big dreams, and then if you don't know how to use that, it's just sadness. United fans every season their hopes go up. Like Ronaldo has been signed, big things have been done, happiness, you can say joy, rival fans sad. And I was even thinking this season that wow, we could have a four-way title race: United, Chelsea, City, and Liverpool. And this has been a horrific campaign. They are fighting with Arsenal, Tottenham, West Ham, Wolves to be who is the most banter club. And I think that's an absolute astonishment for a club that spends so much money on wages. And I think that brings me towards Arsenal now. And we are going to discuss on Arsenal, Liverpool. We are going to look at the Premier League table here as well, where the Premier League table is the top four. And what's your opinion right now, Prasanna, of Arsenal? Could this defeat be a big, big problem for them?
Is this the updated table?
Yeah, updated table.
Okay, because
No,
I
no,
thought
no.
Arsenal played 27 games.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I think this table does not have Liverpool account. Liverpool Arsenal win yesterday. I think this is before that.
Yeah, okay, okay. And I think, but I still think Arsenal are firm favorites for top four. But and there are two games in hand out, us away and Spurs away. And they still have to play United at home. They still have to play Palace away, which is not easy. They're playing Villa away this weekend, which is never easy. But I do fancy them to play, fancy them for top four because see, even if you look at United's rest of the fixtures, they still have to play Liverpool at Anfield. I think Liverpool are going to beat them. Who else they have? They still have to play Spurs, I think. And no, they played Spurs already. They
No,
still
no,
have
no,
to play
no,
us.
no, no, no.
At
They have
Old
to play
Trafford.
Spurs. They
Huh?
have to play Spurs. They
No,
have to
they
play
no, they
Spurs.
no. United Spurs are done.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, sorry. I thought you were talking about Arsenal.
Yeah, that's what Arsenal. That's one of the games in hand. But I'm speaking United. United, they still have Liverpool at Anfield. They still have to play us at Old Trafford. I'm not sure about the other main games as well. But it's about who is consistent going towards the end of the season. And I think Arsenal yesterday they didn't play so badly. It was just two moments of mistakes, and they actually played well. Um, on Gabriel Martinelli, man, what a player he is! He absolutely ripped Trent Alexander-Arnold to shreds, and he was absolutely brilliant. And but apart from that, you cannot really say um, Arsenal did. I mean, they had periods where they did well, but ultimately Liverpool's class just showed. I mean, you bring on the likes of Salah and Firmino, the game is done. I mean, but I think Arsenal didn't play that bad yesterday. They played well in periods, but overall, I think Liverpool just came out. I mean, Liverpool were not even in third gear. They just needed to play simple and just nick the win at the end. Jota obviously scoring. He loves scoring against Arsenal. Firmino also loves scoring against Arsenal. And I think it's just about this Saturday morning they play Villa away. That will really show whether Liverpool was it just a bump or whether this will carry on.
I think is the table visible? You can see that.
Yeah.
I think so. This is the updated table.
Yeah, it is.
So I think City have 70. I think Liverpool, that's absolutely clear. So what's your opinion on Arsenal, United, and West Ham? Like, if you have to make an early prediction, and what the prediction of Arsenal right now? Do you see them getting top four?
Yeah, I predict this. I predict Arsenal, Man United fourth and fifth. Probably Tottenham will finish sixth above West Ham because West Ham squad depth is one big problem. When they have injuries, they have no backups. That's the problem that West Ham have at the moment. And Arsenal, even um, but the thing for Arsenal, United, and Spurs is now no one has any European football or even cup competitions. They've been knocked out, and they have just the league to focus on. So the league is their only focus, so they have to put in 100% every single week in the league because they got knocked out of the FA Cup. They're not in Europe, so it's just the league to fight for. And Arsenal versus United at the Emirates, that's going to be a big, very big telling point in the race for top four.
Yeah, I think Prasanna, you were asking for the Arsenal fixture list. So this is the Arsenal fixture
Yeah.
list.
So Villa away is not easy. Crystal Palace away is definitely not easy. We saw Palace; they almost beat Man
Manchester
City.
City.
Yeah. Arsenal Brighton at home, I think they would win that. Southampton away is tough, but I think they would win that. Chelsea away, I expect us to beat them. And then the next two, Arsenal
Yeah.
hosting Man United and Arsenal going to West Ham. These two, they will. If Arsenal end these two fixtures at fourth position, then they're definitely getting top four because I expect them to beat Leeds. I expect them to at least get a draw with Newcastle, and the last game at home, I expect them to beat Everton.
I think absolutely correct. And I think on the final part, coming on the Arsenal Liverpool match, I think as we saw the fixture list, Prasanna, I think Arsenal performance is a bigger size. Like if you see the fixture list, they are playing West Ham away, they're going to play Manchester United home, they're also going to play Chelsea away, they're going to play Spurs away, and Newcastle away, Southampton away. So this is a hard fixture list for them, and this is a litmus test for Arsenal because they've been smashing the bottom sides, but they've been struggling against a bigger size. So do you think that United still have a chance to pip Arsenal, especially with the Woos against the bigger sides?
I mean, they have a chance, but it all depends on at the end of the big games where do they actually stand. As I said for Arsenal, if after the end of the West Ham game, if they are still fourth, then they are definitely getting top four. There is no doubts about it. But if United gets there, then United might fancy themselves because they play Chelsea, I think, somewhere in April mid or something. I'm not exactly sure. I have to check that once. But it's all depends on who gets a consistent run of form because I remember in the 2018-19 season, Liverpool and City were way clear. And there was us four jokers, Chelsea, United, Arsenal, and Spurs. None of us wanted to get top four because we were so inconsistent. I mean, I think you would remember that Sari season. We were just
Yeah.
so we were in the game where we needed to win, we would probably draw or lose, and it was only at the end that we picked up those 2-3 wins to get third place.
I think that was one of the most funniest moment I've ever had in life. I can tell you even the instance. Arsenal were 6 points above us, 5 points above us. We had Liverpool to play, we had United to play, and
Oh, we
Arsenal
were
had to
sixth,
play.
I think, with 6 or 7
Yeah,
games to go.
yeah, 8 games, and Arsenal had to
Yeah.
play Wolves away, Palace home, Brighton home, and all the easy teams. And then what happened? Arsenal 2, Palace 3, Arsenal 1, Brighton 1, Wolves 3, Arsenal 0, and bye bye top 4. So with Arsenal, I think we just cannot predict what's going to happen. And that brings me towards a Premier League game week 30 predictions. And overall, we're going to predict on the Arsenal Aston Villa match as well. So I think these are the fixture lists for today's matches. So these are my predictions. But before starting with the prediction, let's look at the prediction league. So Shrey FC was his guest, and Shrey FC, like always, is losing this time. 15-10. Great credit to Loudmouth Show. He absolutely smashed it in the last game week. And you know that for one, you get 1 point for the correct result and 3 points for the correct score. And coming towards my prediction and matches this week, we have got Wolves versus Leeds, Aston Villa versus Arsenal, Leicester, Brentford, Tottenham, West Ham. For me, I can see Wolves winning at home and keeping a clean sheet like they always do. I think Aston Villa Arsenal is going to be a hard match. Arsenal don't have habit to play 2 matches in a week. The manager is already complaining, and I can see them drop points to an absolute motivated Aston Villa side. I think Leicester will be too much for Brentford, and I think Tottenham will get a clean sheet and beat West Ham at home. So, Prasanna, brother, what's your view on these matches overall? What excites you? And any thoughts right now for you in terms of relegation race, the thoughts on Leeds, and overall thoughts on Tottenham?
I think Spurs West Ham is gonna be a good one, but I think since Spurs are at home and Harry Kane is just in good form, I think he'll probably score one or two. Um, Wolves Leeds, I expected to be a KJ affair. Wolves don't concede much, but the problem is Wolves don't even score much, and that's the thing with them. But I can see them just pipping Leeds 1-0 because they have been in some decent form. Aston Villa Arsenal, I expect a very good game because Villa have been doing decently. Arsenal are also doing well. So and Villa with the likes of Coutinho, Ramsey, and all. Even Oli Watkins, I think he has scored some goals against Arsenal. So I think that would be very interesting. That's a very early kickoff for me. I'll probably do a watch along for that game. So it's going to be interesting. And I think Leicester will. I think they'll beat Brentford. I mean, the last 2-3 weeks, we have seen Vardy we see Vardy come back, but he was missing against Arsenal. Him and Tielemans didn't play, which affected them pretty much. But I think overall they might beat Brentford 2-0. That's what I see. And Tottenham 3 West Ham, as I said earlier, I expect Kane and Son to score.
So I think that was a prediction from me and Prasanna for the game week 30, which is very short because of FA Cup matches and postponement due to that. So I think that brings us to the final topic of today. And the final topic of today we're going to discuss on is FA Cup matches that we're going to have this week. We have Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. We have Chelsea versus Middlesbrough away. We have Southampton versus Manchester City, and we have got Crystal Palace versus Everton. So, what's your thought on the overall FA Cup ties, Prasanna? Which tie is the most interesting for you? And do you see Southampton beating Manchester City? And could it favor Manchester City getting out of the FA Cup and considering on the league and Champions League?
Maybe, but I don't think that's a big say in it because if they play in the FA Cup semi-final or final, that game would be postponed to another week, maybe a midweek game or something. So, and City are used to playing 2 games a week, so that should not be a big consideration. And I think Chelsea have been given accordingly permission to fly to Middlesbrough. Yay! Would we do? Yeah, and you spoke about Arteta complaining. Well, everyone is writing articles about that. Shame no one did the same for us, nah. Yeah, we had 7 COVID cases, but not a not a
I
single
think
game was postponed for us.
apparently we are an elite club, so we cannot make excuses. Liverpool can have 20 injured and not be in the title race, but Chelsea can have no
They
one
had
injured.
false positives, Liverpool.
But I
Yeah,
think
but
it's
no one
just that
writes about that.
I think Prasanna, I think you'll agree with this word that Chelsea are just the enemy and everyone is saint.
Everyone hates us. Simple as that. But yeah, going through the fixtures, um, so I think Chelsea will beat Middlesbrough, Liverpool will
Away.
beat Forest, City will beat
Mhm.
Southampton, and Palace will beat Everton.
Do you see Palace beating Everton?
Yeah, I mean Palace are in better form than Everton, so and Palace are at Selhurst Park, so yeah.
I think I was just a theory. I think there's a romanticism about this. I think we are just going to see a Merseyside derby in the semi-final, and we are going to see Chelsea and City play against each other again in the FA Cup. So I think they've got City's number in the FA Cup, and I think we are going to play them again in the FA Cup. And I think this is due now for Thomas Tuchel to be reaching so many finals. A domestic trophy is due for us. Like man, literally, like we
We
lost the
can't
Carabao
we
Cup.
can't play finals at Wembley. Simple as
I think I
we
just
get
think
there. We have a very good record in semis, just that we cannot hack finals.
I think like this is an absolute Chelsea thing to last year lose against Leicester and then go on and win the Champions League final. Like, yes, in the hindsight, I'll always take Champions League final or FA Cup, and I think there's no argument. If you give me an option, go for the Champions League final. But overall, why can't we win both? Like, this is the thing that frustrates me. And I think the problem, Prasanna, that we have is our heartbreaks. City in 18-19 season, I think we performed very well. We were beaten 6-0 2 weeks back. Sorry, sack him. Sorry, he's not a Chelsea man. Chelsea are not a good club. Chelsea are embarrassing. And then Chelsea went there, kept a clean sheet. We were robbed, like always, when Loftus Cheek put Eden Hazard onside. And then
Oh my god,
referee,
that turn from Loftus Cheek. Oh my god.
and then VAR was there, and he offside.
No, the thing is Hazard. I mean, the flag was put up straight away. I think if probably Hazard had scored that, then the flag would have put. Then they put up the
Yeah,
flag,
I
and
think
then they would have been turned over by VAR. But
exactly. I think they should have waited for the play to go, and then in the end, VAR
yeah,
was there to check it. But English referees, I think if we speak about them, we can speak all 24 hour day because I think they're one of the worst bunch I've seen. And then last year also, I think in 1920
yeah.
season,
As
we lost to
Mourinho
Arsenal.
once said, "If I speak, I'm in big trouble."
I think Jose Mourinho is one of the best managers I think you can ever have. I think overall, leave the current Jose Mourinho side. There's no Premier League without Jose Mourinho. He's the beauty of football for me. And I think overall with Chelsea, I think we have had so much heartbreaks in the FA Cup overall. In the 16-17 season, I think I'm sorry, but that was a handball of Alexis Sanchez. But overall, we did not play well. We were horrific. If Arsenal had the finishing boots, they could have been 4-0 up by halftime because we were in celebratory mode, beers and everything, enjoying the victory in the Premier League. But okay, we forgot it. I think 17-18 season, I think you have to be honest. I think that was the worst final I've ever seen in my life in terms of football. Chelsea United, the worst final I've ever watched. If it was a neutral, you could have closed your eyes and not watched it. But the good thing is we won that match, Conte and everything, the stress that we was, and it was good that we won that. 18-19 season, we lost in the FA Cup, we lost to United. In the 19-20 season, we reached the final. Everything was going well. Pulisic hamstring goes, and then we just crumble. And I think in the 2021 season, again, we just do such a good job that the manager pulls a surprise and plays Kepa over Mendy. Even if Kepa had no fault, Chilwell did not start the match. And I think if Chilwell started the match, it would have been different. But Thomas Tuchel came in post-match and said the top four is more important. And then we beat Leicester 3 days after that. So I think FA Cup has been a bit of heartbreak for us. Our last domestic trophy stretches back to 4 years back. So, Prasanna, on the final thoughts on FA Cup, overall, the contents today, For Chelsea, do you see us winning the FA Cup this year with City, Liverpool having commitments in the Premier League and Champions League?
I think we'll go to the final and probably lose again. I mean, it's just that you expect things at Wembley, but it's just that it doesn't happen. I mean, I don't know what is with us at Wembley. I mean, back when we used to win finals at Wembley on a regular basis, when Mourinho, when we had Drogba and them and there. But that's the thing. I mean, we have it in us to beat them. Even Liverpool. I mean, the game shouldn't have even gone to extra time. We should have won. We should have won inside 90 minutes. We had better chances, and if we had to score at least one of them. I mean, there's no point in blaming Kepa because he didn't save a penalty. Shouldn't have even gone down to that in the first place. But I think it's just a mentality thing when we go to Wembley. I mean, or is it just that when we go to Wembley, oh, we have never won here? That should not be running on their minds. And that's one thing probably with Mason Mount because he's lost 4 finals in 4 years at Wembley alone. And maybe that is playing on his mind. And you could say we are cursed, whatever, but you still have to win finals. You still have to win them finals if you want to collect them trophies. But I think we can go. We'll go all the way to the final. That I'm pretty. That I'm
So any
pretty.
thoughts on Middlesbrough? And I think the way their chairman came in, and I think we did an awful statement that Chelsea made.
Yeah.
Why have we have to make Middlesbrough suffer? And what were the thinking? Like it was an absolute, like if I say to simple Prasanna, that's a plate to hammer my head. I think that's what Chelsea did. They gave the plate to Steve Gibson, the Middlesbrough chairman. They do hammers in the media, and the chairman did not mince his word, and he absolutely shattered that. But leaving that aside, I want to smash your team now for the way he said about Chelsea, corrupting everything. Middlesbrough guy, you were putting Chelsea out of business. Sorry, Derby out of business. So shut your mouth. We are coming there and we are going to batter you lot this Sunday. What United could not do, what Tottenham could not do, is they are absolute benter clubs. This is Chelsea Football Club and we are coming to batter you. You should not have made the statements. You should have been respectful. So anything on that,
Probably
Prasanna?
someone's
And
gonna clip this and play this to you after we lose, but who knows?
I think if we lose, I think I will have to go to hiding, mate. Because
Yeah.
leaving clipping aside, I think this will be embarrassing to go out to Middlesbrough. I think we should not mince any words. We should not be going out to Middlesbrough. I don't care if we win on penalties. I don't care if we win 0-1. I don't care if we win 0-2. We should not be going out to Middlesbrough
Yeah.
in any
Facts.
regards. And I think we should be in the semi-final, and then let's see who we play, and we should be targeting a trophy. Awful issue aside, Middlesbrough and an opponent we should be, with no disrespect intended. Chris Wilder is doing a fantastic job up there. Middlesbrough are in fantastic form, but I think Chelsea should have enough to go through. With that, I think we finished the video today. It was an absolute honor for me to be joined by Prasanna. His
Yeah,
channel
man.
is very easy to remember. Prasanna Balakrishnan. The link is given in the description below. Go to his channel, subscribe to his channel. You will see Indian Super League covered, you will see cricket covered, you will see Chelsea covered, and all things football. Great content. And thank you so much, brother, to join us. Any last thoughts on what coming on our channel and overall?
Yeah, man. So I'll probably do the Chelsea game review today because yesterday I couldn't do it because of some other commitments. I'm on like another podcast in Tamil with another group of friends. I'll be doing that today. I'll probably doing a reaction tomorrow for the Champions League draw. I'll probably do a watch along for Villa Arsenal game. I'll do a watch along for the ISL final on Sunday. And yeah, just less than 10 days for the IPL. Let's bring it on. IPL. Yeah,
I think I cannot wait, man.
India Sri Lanka, no one really cared because we knew what was going to happen. But IPL is the big thing, and yeah, back to CSK, Mumbai, RCB, Kolkata, etc. And yeah, I just can't wait.
And I think I'm on the final note, you will see Prasanna on this channel again as a CSK fan when Mumbai CSK collide. And I'm telling you, in that way, I won't be this nice because Mumbai will destroy CSK this time because we were embarrassed last year. So on that note, so thank you, brother, for coming on such short notice. Thank you so much. And for the people watching, I hope you have a great day. And please do like on the content, subscribe, and please keep supporting the channel. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, man.